fans, and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. Allegedly, my name is Andy Wong, and with me as always is Sandy Smaffleschmoot.
You know, we changed our names last week, right?
Yes, Mandy Schmaffleschmoot.
That's what it is now. My name's good. My name's perfect, alright? But, there's been a hiccup.
What hiccup is that, Sam?
Besides your own. There's a bit of a spanner thrown into the works, you see, because your new name is Andy Wong, yeah?
Yeah.
We never forget a name like Andy Wong, right?
Yeah, that's...
Well, you're gonna have to, because we have to change it again.
No, we don't. I like my... Alright, we'll change it back. Change it back to my original name.
No. See, you can't be Andy Kwan either, because
Why?
that's
my
like
name.
Exactly, that's the problem. That's your name, so it can't be your new name. It has to be entirely, completely different, so... You are now named Bimbo Wong. That's a great name. That's a powerful name.
I'd rather be called Frodo.
Frodo Wong?
Yeah, that'll work, wouldn't it?
So you're joining Frodo Wong and Sandy Schmootenheimer. And today we're talking about some name changes.
You see what we
How
did there?
Appropriate. Do you see? It's a joke.
Okay.
There's been a lot of name changes, haven't there, recently?
Yes, there has. In a WWE memo from Vince McMahon himself, it's been said that WWE no longer wants talent to use any proportion or portion of their real names being used, or names that talent have had before coming to WWE. Dave, things are happening. Meltz says Walter became Gunther because Walter was both his real name and a name that he used on the independent scene. Raquel Gonzalez kept Raquel, not her real name, but had to drop Gonzalez because that is her real name. Many thought Austin Theory dropped Austin, that part of his name, because of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it's actually because his real name is Austin White. Raul Mendoza is a WWE name, except Raul really is his first name, so he had to ditch it. As is always the case, the memo only applies to people who are newer and who they decide it applies to. So, for instance, Randy Orton is going to change to Frank Trevino, and Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey.
Mate, Frank Trevino? That's such a better name. Why has no one got that name?
I hear voices in my head. Frank Trevino's here. Okay,
is Frank Trevino like a real name? Because this is like, oh yeah,
new character. Oh what?
No, he's a UFC fighter, Francisco Trevino. That's a good joke, Dave. Really, really on point and really topical, as always. So Randy Orton isn't going to change his name to another guy whose name is real, because that's a good joke, apparently. And Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey don't have to apply to them because their name sells tickets.
And it would be nutty if Riddle needs to change his name, because Riddle is really his last name. But it looks like this applies mostly to people who are just coming onto the main roster. So this won't apply to Cody Rhodes or Gable Stevenson, which doesn't
No. Gable Stevenson, Andy. This basically is saying, like, if there's any sort of new, underdeveloped talent or people you may have never heard of before, don't worry about it. You're going to have new names, and then you'll soon forget those names, because who cares? Right? Raquel Rodriguez, don't want to dead name anybody, Raquel Rodriguez, formerly Gonzalez, was quoted as saying they were fine with the name change. Her real name is Victoria Gonzalez, which falls in line with the memo about no real names for WWE talent. In addition, we have some new names, Andrew. Some fresh new names hot off of the presses. Are you ready to hear these names?
I never am, but go ahead.
Do you know who Casey Catanzaro is?
No.
Good, because her name is now Katana Chance. For those who maybe don't know, the former Casey Catanzaro was a contestant on American Ninja Warrior, like 5 years ago, and signed with the WWE a couple years ago, and has been performing in tag action with Kaden Carter on NXT. Katana, oh god, her name's Katana.
Yeah.
She's an American white woman, and her name is Katana. I mean, to be fair, if you were to give that name to Io Shirai, people would riot, right? But
oh yeah, people were like, that's super racist, don't do that.
Yeah, it's about as racist as Ludwig Kaiser and Cruz del Toro. What the fuck? Chance is quoted as saying, "Everyone knows me as Casey Catanzaro, and that is me. But there are parts of me that people haven't seen, where I get to do what I want. And that's like shooting back straight whiskey and letting loose." Oh, great. Katana Chance, white girl wasted. What a gimmick. And my tag partner Caden isn't the only one that can party and shake a little something. Dear God, it is white girl wasted the gimmick. That is Katana Chance, and that is the energy I'll be bringing to NXT from now on.
Shots.
I can't wait to not watch it. And there's another name as well, ain't there? Kaylee Ray. You know her?
She's from Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland. Oh, Kaylee Ray. Oh, UK Women's Champion.
Yep,
is now named Alba Fire.
I swear Alba is a Scottish political party led by Alex Salmond. And fire means that you want to set it on fire. So that's how they got Alba Fire.
Alba is a Scottish Gaelic name for, guess what, Andy? Guess what Alba directly translates to? Scotland.
Oh!
Her name is literally...
Her name is Scotland Fire. Excellent. Now, here's Finn Balor's new name.
Ireland Potato.
No, it's worse. It'd be worse than that. It'd be like...
Ireland.
Yeah, like fucking...
First name
like,
Ire, last name Land. Ireland.
You know what? I'm gonna make that character one day.
Apparently Alba is also Spanish for sunrise. Okay. If she was Spanish, Alba would be a cool name, but no.
No,
she's
Scottish.
Literally fucking Scottish. So you give her a fucking name that directly translates to where she's from.
And here we go.
What is that?
Here comes Wales Heat. Like, what the fuck? Seriously?
There's that Mason Ryan's new gimmick when he returns is Wales Heat.
You heard of Latino heat. Now you
You
hear of Welsh heat. Which basically means there's not a lot of heat because it's cold all the time.
Hide your wives, hide your sheep. It's Wales Heat.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's comical at this point. Like, the whole thing about, like, changing the names so that they have, like, a unique trademark and patent to use within the WWE, it speaks volumes that some of their biggest stars of, like, the bygone era have only ever used their real fucking names. Like John Cena.
Yep.
And Dave Batista. And Randy Orton. And Brock Lesnar.
Well, Dave Batista's name is it's spelled
slightly it's spelled differently, but it's said the same. That's Batista. That's Dave Batista. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Just put a U in there. It doesn't really make much difference, but...
I don't know why. Well, I know why, because they want to own it and own, like, that.
It's probably so that when
it,
talent leaves the company eventually, after getting so frustrated from having their name changed, being sat in catering, and not being able to put on matches that they want to put on, they can leave and just go back to the name that everyone knows them by. It's like the Dean Ambrose effect, you know? Like, everyone knows who Jon Moxley is, right? And this was before AEW even existed. Everyone knew who Jon Moxley was. Went to the WWE, his name was Dean Ambrose, and everyone was like, sure, I guess. And it worked. It worked for him. He became a megastar in that company. And then when he left, he just immediately went back to Jon Moxley, and no one batted an eyelid. Everyone knew who he was. Like, it's okay. People are allowed to have two names now, I guess.
It's like WWE will always do weird shit.
Always. Forever and always, then, now, forever, until they change that. It's really weird. Like, the weirdest hang-up for me is the ones that, like, lose half of a name. Yeah. And just, like, Theory. His name is Theory. Who, by the way, won the United States title this past week. From Finn Balor.
I do not care what anyone says. He is not the next John Cena. Sorry. He just ain't.
why is this a pattern with you, Andrew? Whenever anyone in WWE is like positioned to be
He's not the guy.
or
He's not the
next
guy.
big thing, you always play contrarian, being like, he's not the man. I say that he's not good.
Reigns?
It's the same shit they did with Roman.
Yeah, and he's still not the fucking guy.
Oh, come off it. You're delusional. To say that Roman Reigns isn't the guy, come on. You're off in the corner masturbating over the thought of, oh, it should be Chad Gable. Oh.
It should be Chad Gable.
I'm gay for Gable. But yeah, great.
Shush.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See? What's this fucking guy? The fuck is wrong with these people?
Oh, I don't know. He's busy doing lie detector tests. And I think we should take a little detour to maybe talk about that, because, as I said, you were all proven fucking wrong. Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother, took that lie detector test, and he was proven to be Ezekiel, unrelated to Elias in any sort of way. This is Ezekiel, the new guy on the block, and no one wants to give him a chance, especially not Kevin Owens, especially not Shush Gable, especially not Otis.
You're a mark.
So you can all eat egg, all right? Because it's on your face right now.
You can stop being such a mark.
A mark. That's not my name, Andy. My name is Schmandley. We've been over this.
No, you're Marky Markuson now.
Oh, is that what I am? Okay, because I'm actually enjoying a storyline that's going on in WWE. Oh, so contrarian. I know you're not allowed to like WWE anymore. It's only about AEW, guys. Don't you know? Don't you know that you can't enjoy anything WWE are doing anymore because Andy Wong, Bimbo Wong says so?
Did you just say my unfake name?
Did I just dead name you? Yes.
Well, speaking of AEW,
here we go, guys. It's under the AEW news.
Oh no, this is where we take the piss out of AEW for once.
Okay. This is a follow-up, isn't it, from last week's headline about the Satnam Singh debut.
So Tony Khan spoke about Satnam Singh's debut. Tony Khan is quoted as saying,
Tony Khan!
He could have done it better.
Yeah,
well,
no shit, Tony.
No fucking shit, bro.
No shit, Tone.
Oh my god. So he goes on to say, there were things about it that I probably should have done differently, now I see in hindsight. To be honest, it wasn't my idea to turn the lights out, but I am the ultimate filter. So I'm the person who everything goes through. I put the outline of the show together when I came on Wednesday, and I thought it was one of the best outlines I've ever put together, or at the very least, one of them. People might not have liked it. Satnam is a very important person to us. It was very important to debut him in a meaningful way, and to show that with Jay Lethal, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. At the same time, turning the lights out, some of the people didn't even recognise. It's a great point. To be honest, the person who brought up turning the lights off has over 30 years of experience in pro wrestling. When they brought it up to me, I was only looking at the pros, and I should have thought about the cons. So basically, he then just goes on to say it was a stupid idea, blah, 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 wish I didn't do it now, but it's Satnam.
He says it did create a lot of buzz and it got the international attention that he wanted it to get. He appreciates the feedback, but he does say it's in his third year of doing this. He won't do it that way again, and there's things that you're going to learn going into year 3 that you will do differently in year 4 or 5. So, you know what? Fair play. He owned up to making a mistake.
Yes.
And he said that he's going to learn from it and it won't happen again.
Well, yeah, I think that's the nice thing about this is at least he went, yeah, I messed up. Vince
it's like night and day with WWE where they will fucking double down on their own mistakes and say, no, this isn't a mistake. They'll gaslight you into thinking that this is what you really wanted the whole time.
There were no parties. Basically, like...
Remember the fucking WrestleMania 30 main event of Batista versus Randy Orton? No, that was never the plan. We were always going to put Daniel Bryan in the main event, weren't we, guys? You know that match I had... You know that match I had with Pat McAfee? What's that, Vince? That match you had with Pat? Yes! It was intentionally bad. Oh, it was so bad. It was meant to be good. He's the Tommy Wiseau of WrestleMania, apparently.
It's like night and day. It's like Tony Khan went, yeah, I fucked up. Vince is like, I never fuck up. I am a fuck up.
You fucked up. It's the children who are wrong. But here's another question. Has Satnam appeared on the Dynamite afterward?
I think he did, but I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen the Hook made his debut. That was fucking great.
I think Satnam came out and then...
Okay, so he was actually present. Because my worry was that he would be brought in for that debut, be like, oh, he's a really big, tall man, and he's really big and tall, and as important to us is as tall. And then he just wouldn't show up again for like another 2 weeks. But no, if he's going to appear on there every week at least, fine. At least be consistent with it, but... I don't know. The jury's still out on this. And Tony says, he's going to make this mistake in year 3. He wouldn't make it in year 4 or 5. You don't seem very optimistic that he'll make it to year 4 or 5, going on what you said last week. So has that thought changed at all, Andrew? Or is this still the death of AEW, as you put last week?
As long as he doesn't keep making stupid decisions like that, then we'll be fine.
Well, to be fair, every single misstep that AEW has had so far, they've learnt from. They've not repeated any major mistakes, have they? They've only sort of had like the main blunders, and then they have a completely, totally different blunder that's unrelated to the first blunder. It's not like TNA where it's just like a domino effect of mistake. The
thing is, maybe it was the heat of the moment, and I just saw...
Maybe you got ahead of yourself.
No, I've never done that. Ever.
No, never. Not at all.
I've never done that ever in the history of the show.
We here at the Suplah have never gotten ahead of ourselves. Remember that time where we did a video on WWE buying the TNA tape library and announcing the death of a company?
Yep.
No, that never happened.
No.
We never got ahead of ourselves at all. But yeah, no, I'm willing to say, like, this has just been a one-time mistake, and hopefully their lighting bill is going to be paid in full, and we won't get random power outages for anyone coming in the future. Because to be honest, the lights going out, it's gotten old now anyway.
Well, it depends on how much money they spend on their video games, Sam, and make money.
There's a video game?
There's a video game.
There's an AEW video game?
AEW has confirmed the name of their video game. It's called...
Ooh, what is the name of the AEW video game?
AEW. Fight Forever.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Fair enough.
The AEW president, Tony Khan, addressed live in Pittsburgh on Wednesday and confirmed the name. The company filed to trademark AEW Fight Forever last month. Khan also asked the fans in attendance to participate in chants to be recorded for the game. The ring announcer, Justin Roberts, led the crowd in a series of chants for FTR, Audrey Edwards.
Audrey Hepburn? Fucking hell, Andy. FTR. Aubrey Edwards. Cash Wheeler.
I said Edwards.
Shut up. Shush. Dickhead. Cash Wheeler. Dax Harwood. Jeff Hardy. Sting. Adam Cole. And Adam Hangman Page. So, that already says that we're going to get a stacked base roster for this fucking game.
Oh, my body is ready, please.
You're getting Jeff Hardy in there. He's going to be in like 2 wrestling games this year. That's crazy.
And it's developed by Yuke's, a video game developer based in Japan, to produce the game. The studio, who had previously worked on the WWE 2K franchise up until 2018, according to the article, there's an article published by Forbes last year, AEW have put in an 8-figure investment into developing the video game, while no official release has been revealed. A report from Fightful Select recently stated that it could be released as early as September.
You know what would be really funny? If I spent hard-earned money on 2K22.
Which I've done.
Got a whole month to make the entire Brawl roster, get all of that ready to go, and then come September, just be like, you know what? Fight Forever's looking pretty good. It's like that meme of like the distracted girlfriend. Distracted boyfriend, you know? Like, I got WWE 2K22 on my arm, and then I see, ooh, Fight Forever, ooh. No, to be fair, legit, if the Creation Suite is as good as the WWE series, you know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
You know what's happening. But even then, like, I miss the time where I would play wrestling video games for fun. Like not to make any content out of, just to fucking sit down and play it because I wanted to have fun.
No,
I've not been able to do that for the past 2 fucking years. And I'm barely able to do that now because anytime I want to start universe mode, the game fucking crashes. So it's still not fucking perfect. So
no.
I don't know, man. This AEW video game, on paper, as an idea, as a concept, fucking great. When has AEW ever put anything bad out ever? But at the same time, the state of video games at the moment, everything ever released has bugs and glitches on day one, where you need to put in a fucking patch so that you don't fall through the fucking floor.
That's modern day gaming, though. It is what it is.
And I don't like it.
No, I don't either. I
remember a day where a game would be bought for you, and you just put it in your PlayStation 2, and it would fucking work, and it would be fun, and you'd play it for like 6 months, and then you move on to the next one, and then eventually you grow old and die. That's what I know. That's what I'm used to. Not this fucking, oh, we released a game, but then the main character launched itself into the ceiling and then became blue-screened, so we have to put in a fucking 12GB patch on day one because we're an inept studio that can't release a game properly because of the culture.
The best thing is, I could plug in my PlayStation right now that I have, put in SmackDown 1, and I know it would fucking work.
It would be a product of the times, but it would do what it says on the fucking tin, right?
And like, I do hate modern gaming now, because like,
I mean, an 8-figure investment into the video game, that's at least $1 million. I mean, how much do games cost? It costs like $5 to make them, doesn't it?
How much money does it take to make a Call of Duty game?
According to the LA Times, Call of Duty cost around $50 million to produce.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Oh boy, okay, well.
So, yeah.
8 figures then. Am I reading that right? How many numbers are in a million?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, actually. So,
Wow.
they're at least investing 10 million into this. And
Oh yeah, that's how I remember $1 million is 6 zeros.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'm willing, I'm watching. I'm watching with bated breath, and I want to see where this goes.
And that's Call of Duty, which is basically the same game every year.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no word on whether this is going to be like a annual release type of thing, or it's not going to be, is it? Because it would be like AEW 2K, you know? Like, they wouldn't put a fucking number on it. I feel like what they would do is they would have the base game, and they would add in like roster members through DLC, as the years go on.
I honestly prefer that. I would rather do that.
Because if it ain't broke, like don't
fix it.
Need to fix it. Like, I'd rather than put out a solid fucking game that like works as a complete, and then just patch in like new features and new stuff as you go on. Don't just put out a fucking like different game because the shareholders fucking demand that it becomes a yearly release. Like, yearly sports titles are a plague on fucking video games because
hello. I buy them every year.
You do. You're part of a problem.
I am the problem.
Why do you buy FIFA 08, FIFA 09, FIFA 10, FIFA 11? They're exactly the fucking same.
Before this episode, I was playing FIFA 22.
Right.
Like, no, I mean, they're subtle
no real
changes.
Different. Like, they're different, like, in the span of, like, if you compared, say, 2K18 to 2K22,
yeah.
Probably, like, almost entirely different. But year by year, there's such little change, but there's no real point, so...
This year, I think, for FIFA, has probably been the biggest change in terms of things. Like, they've added more modes and, like, a creation mode to create your own team for career mode and stuff, which they've never had before. So this
what I imagine this is going to be like is... It would be like, in the glory days where you had, like, the SmackDown games, where it was like, just bring it, know your role, shut your mouth. It's probably going to be like, AEW, Fight Forever, AEW, another one, AEW, a different one, where they're all, like, fundamentally different games, with a slightly similar roster, just rotating in and out depending on who's still there, so... I'm optimistic, don't get me wrong, I'm optimistic, but with the state of video games at the moment, I just really hope it fucking works on day one. That's all I want. I feel like that's not asking for much.
And the other thing is, it's done by or developed by the same people that did develop the original SmackDown series and the SmackDown vs. Raw series and the
all the
original
games that
2K
were like
series.
good time, I think.
So
and it's published in house by AEW Games. So I don't see anything really wrong with this right now. But it's only a concept. They've recorded chants for the game, and that's it. We have a name, no real release date. Like, I don't know. I feel like they've been working on it really hard because it has to compete with WWE.
Well, yeah.
As is their nature, but...
I mean, you look at the TNA game that they brought out years and years and years and years and years ago, and what a pile of shit that was. So you don't want to repeat that again.
I mean, graphically, it was better than the WWE games.
Yeah,
but
graphically,
we don't like to give TNA credit for anything, so...
What, TNA?
Yeah, the Impact game.
I had to play that game because I was going to go out with Liam when he was at university, and I had bad chicken from his local kebab shop, and I had food poisoning, so I was forced to play this fucking game, and it was not fun.
Well, that's just because you can't play video games.
No, I can play video games!
No, literally, we have a gaming channel with documented evidence that shows on multiple different occasions, no matter the genre, no matter the game, you can't fucking play it.
Resident Evil is scary!
Resident Evil is scary. I don't know how the GTA map works, because I'm a knob.
I do understand how the GTA map works.
Oh, I spent 40 minutes on the tutorial, because I'm a dickhead.
I want to make sure I learn the controls. What's wrong with that?
No, you lost the fucking drug to anyway. Go and watch Suplah Gaming if you want some context as to that fucking great debacle. But yeah, the point being is that the WWE games have a track record of being shit most of the time. So AEW's progress is only going to be upwards from that.
You would hope.
But speaking of going upwards, and on to better things, there is a man, Andy.
There is a man.
There is a guy.
There's a person.
And his name is KUSHIDA. And he has left WWE. Sean Ross Sapp reports that he has left WWE after his contract expired. KUSHIDA signed with WWE in 2019 and participated in that year's Tag Team Classic tournament with former Time Splitters tag partner Alex Shelley. What a weird time that was, where Alex Shelley was in WWE. In April of 2021, he defeated Santos Escobar in an open challenge match to win the Cruiserweight Championship. He then lost the title to Roderick Strong in September. After losing the Cruiserweight title, KUSHIDA started to team with Eichmann Jiro, and together, the two became known as Jacket Time. I'm just gonna let that settle in for a moment. Their tag team name, because they both wear jackets, you see. Their tag team name was Jacket Time.
I thought this was like a crap translation.
No, really, their name was Jacket Time.
Their name was literally Jacket Time.
I mean, my jacket time is usually about 9 p.m. every other day, but that's besides the point. They didn't amount to much, and then KUSHIDA was originally scheduled to face Von Wagner in a match on NXT. Oh. However, he was taken out prior to the match. And...
Wait, I didn't need to know about your 9 o'clock daily ritual, thanks.
It was every other day if you were listening. Wagner then defeated KUSHIDA's tag partner, Jiro. Prior to his run in New Japan Pro Wrestling, KUSHIDA was one of the top stars of New Japan Pro Wrestling's junior heavyweight division, winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on 6 occasions. And it is expected that he returns to New Japan in June, according to Dave Things Are Happening Melts. KUSHIDA wrestled for New Japan from 2010 until early 2019. During his time with the company, he was a 6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, 2-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. He won the Best of the Super Juniors in 2015 and 2017, he won the Super J Cup in 2016, and he won the Junior Tag Tournament in 2012. Compared to that, to his time in WWE, where he was a 1-time NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
Wonderful! So he actually did some things in WWE.
I know you weren't listening to a single word I fucking said, because I can see you typing on our fucking news docket right now. Things are happening. Oh, great. Really good fucking contribution. I know you don't give a shit about Japanese wrestling, Andy, but fuck me, you can at least pretend to fucking care when I'm trying to tell you a fucking story and give you a rich narrative.
I was reading it as you were saying it. That's how this works.
So you'll know that he actually amounted to fuck all in WWE, outside of one title reign that lasted for a couple of months.
That's better than, like, fucking... I don't know.
Compare that to his career in Japan, where he won so many belts and so many tournaments because he was lauded as being at the top of a junior division.
Well, maybe he can go win more belts in the Forbidden Door, Samuel. The Forbidden Door.
No, we're not done with Kushida. Stop it. Shush. Shush, Vicky, dickhead. So, Kushida. This is the story with Kushida. He reached the ceiling in New Japan. As you can tell, he only won the junior belt and the junior tournaments. So then he thought, I'm going to try my luck in WWE.
That was
he
a
then
mistake.
hit the same ceiling in WWE, winning the Cruiserweight Championship once, and then deciding, you know what? It was better before. It was better before. Because at least when he was in Japan, he had, like, his family and everything. I think this time, he was, like, locked out of seeing his daughter for, like, a full year because of the fucking pandemic or something. So, dude's had it rough. Dude's had a real bad time.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I mean, did you ever see any of his matches? Do you even know who he is? Do you know who we're talking about?
I saw some of his stuff, ironically, outside of WWE, and then nothing within WWE.
I mean, to be fair, you missed nothing. Like, literally, he had the same, like, presentation. He was called Kushida. He had the Marty McFly jacket and everything, which is in the game, by the way. So
at least they like kept his gimmick like true to like. I mean, especially with the conversation that we had earlier, being like they change everything. Like they kept some bits, which is
well, he was a product of Triple H's NXT.
Ugh.
Like it's the same reason why Shinsuke had his shit when he came in. It was basically the same, just with different music. But yeah, this run was really. I mean, jacket time. Jacket time. Are we really doing? Are we doing this? Is this a real thing that we're doing right now?
That's probably what he said. He's probably like, I'm sorry, I must have misheard. You said jacket time. That can't be right. I thought you said something. Is that what jacket? Really? No. I'm sorry. I misheard.
It's because we both wear jackets, and it sounds like a euphemism for masturbation. Oh. I'm leaving.
Oh,
I'm going. I'm going back.
Who's booking this? Hi, I'm Andy Quad. You may know me from such things as Victory Chode and Spaff Lane. No, jacket
time.
Jacket time.
It's like that Blink-182 album. Take off your pants and jacket.
Oh, I just got that now. Oh my god, I thought how old is that? How old is that fucking album? Like 30 years and I only just got it?
Yeah, basically. Well done, mate.
Oh, the
you really hit that curve quite well.
Like
so,
my brain.
You're so fucking eager. You're chomping at the bit now to talk about the fucking Forbidden Door.
No. Yeah, alright, fine. Because Kushida could wrestle at the Forbidden Door because that goddamn Forbidden Door is wide open. Like
Forbidden Door. It's a Forbidden Door for Forbidden Doors.
For the first time ever, a joint AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view is set for Sunday, June 26th in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. The announcement of the show was made during Dynamite after being hyped as a announcement for the past week on AEW programming. AEW President Tony Khan and New Japan President, oh god, I'm never going to be able to pronounce this,
Takami Obari,
appeared together on Dynamite to announce the pay-per-view. But they were interrupted by AEW's Adam Cole, baby, and New Japan's Jay White. Colin White delivered the details of the event, with Cole adding that he will face Tomohiro Ishii on Rampage. No talent or match announcements have been made for the Forbidden Door event, but Khan has told Sports Illustrated that the pay-per-view will feature matches with AEW talent facing off against the New Japan talent. Tickets for the show go on sale on Friday, May 6th. The event will air on traditional pay-per-view on the Bleacher Report app in the United States and Fight TV for international customers. The event is set to take place what is typically a lull in New Japan's schedule between Dominion, goddammit.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Dominion on June 12th and the G1 Climax tournament, which typically takes place later in the summer. The June 26th date means that New Japan Pro Wrestling talent such as Okada, Tanahashi and Naito will likely be able to work the show. Okada, Tanahashi and Naito
did not work last week's New Japan event in Chicago. Tanahashi is advertised for New Japan dates in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia next month, while Okada is advertised only for Washington. Oh, what could this mean, Andy? I mean, this is a weird, exciting time for AEW and New Japan, because the only sort of time where we've had this before was with New Japan's partnership with Ring of Honor. And we all know how well that turned out.
That really helped Ring of Honor.
Yeah, the entire shtick of that was that Ring of Honor would hold events that are like, oh, it's a what was it called? Was it the War of the Worlds tournament or something like that?
They would do War of the Worlds like every year.
Yeah, and it would be Ring of Honor versus New Japan. The famous match from that being Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Steen. Still one of my favourite matches. But it's normally the case that all of the Ring of Honor talent would lose to the New Japan talent. It would be very rare that the Ring of Honor talent would actually succeed over Japanese talent, to the point where you had AEW television champion Tomohiro Ishii at one point. Which, if you know anything about Tomohiro Ishii, that's not really a belt you think he would hold. But we got to that point anyway, and I feel that this is going to be an entirely different breath of fresh air for both companies, because they seem to value each other as equals, rather than Ring of Honor just being like, okay, we'll give you the exposure in exchange for you just butt-fucking all of our talent year after year after year after year. So that's what it felt like. You were never allowed to be invested in the Ring of Honor talent, because you knew they would just fucking lose to the Japanese guys.
Well, that's the thing. Ring of Honor are, in comparison to New Japan, like...
Oh, they're not equal at all. New Japan's way further up the ladder than Ring of Honor ever has been, or probably ever will be at this stage. But
that's why this is such a big deal, because you've got the number 2 wrestling promotion and the number 3 wrestling promotion. Which one is which? I will not argue, because people are just like, no, New Japan is better. So whatever you feel.
Well, it's not about which is better. It's about which is, the mathematical amount of numbers and tickets sold. But because it's like East and West, you can't really put a metric on it. So the important thing I want to talk about is, do we not remember that the foundation of AEW was pretty much at the expense of New Japan Pro Wrestling? Because you had the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, who was like the top gaijin foreign star at the time, leave the company. And, well, technically some of them were signed to Ring of Honor, but they have the partnership with New Japan, and they were both heavily featured, but that's besides the point. They left New Japan, for all intents and purposes, to start a new company. And it was like, oh no. Oh no. What is New Japan going to do now? They've dealt with this before, where they had a couple of their talent leave for WWE, namely AJ and Shinsuke. But, holy fuck, this is a whole new level of, like, what is New Japan going to do? And in the end, it was a rocky road, but they got there in the end. To the point now where they're able to partner with each other, which I think is pretty fucking cool. And I'm always down for exposure of Japanese wrestling, because as we all know, it's the best wrestling.
Well, here's the thing. This will come at no surprise to anyone at all who's ever listened to this show. I know absolutely fuck all about Japanese wrestling, clearly because I can't pronounce people's fucking names, because I'm a twat. But here's the thing, right? You, Samuel, or whatever the fuck your name is in this episode, you know things about New Japan. So am I right in thinking that we're not going to know what the card is for this show because they're doing some sort of event called Dominion or Domino or whatever the fuck it's called? So like they're doing
it's called
show...
Dominion. Don't be a dick. It's called Dominion.
So they're doing a show before this. So they're not going to like...
Well, for context, Dominion is basically their SummerSlam, right?
Right. Okay.
You got Wrestle Kingdom, which is like the WrestleMania show in January. It's their biggest show.
Whoa.
Dominion is like the second biggest show, generally. Okay. It's where a lot of other things happen. It's where a lot of the bigger matches take place. Sometimes. Right. It's like a halfway point almost. It's in June. So.
Is this at the Dome as well? Or is this
I think a lot of the time it's in Osaka Joe Hall, which is it's a big stadium in Osaka. So it's big, but it's not like Tokyo. So
okay.
But basically, this means that they'll probably be booking for Dominion before they'll be booking for Forbidden Doors. I can't fucking believe they called it that, by the way.
So basically, they are essentially hoping that people are going to go to this event in the United Center, which is like one of the largest arenas in America.
Oh, come on. They've set the precedent that if it's at the United Center, it's a big fucking deal. Remember what happened when they were there last time? Biggest event in fucking 7 years, mate.
Well, yeah, I actually stayed up to watch it. That's how big
for one, can't fucking wait. I'm literally chomping at the bit to hear the fucking coin drop that you always hear at the start of Okada's theme. And for fucking Kazuchika Okada to be on AEW, oh my god, the penis cannot get more erect at the thought of that, alright? And yes, you can use that as a soundbite. But it's fun. Japanese wrestling is good. AEW's good. All of this is fucking great. There's no real bad news about any of this.
So, numerous New Japan talents, including Minoru Suzuki.
Go ahead. Say his name.
Tomohiro Ishii.
Tomohiro Ishii, yeah.
Yuji Nagata.
Yep.
Because he was an MMA person as well at one point.
He was at one point, yeah.
Kenta.
K.
His name's all in caps, so it makes it really good. Satoshi Kojima.
Yep, Satoshi Kojima, yep.
Is he the guy who wears orange with it? He's got the thing on his nose?
Yeah, and he loves bread.
Yes, him! Right, I know who
we love him.
And Rocky Romero, well, he's not Japanese, have several wrestled on AEW programming.
No, he's not Japanese, but he's a New Japan talent.
Well,
numerous Japanese born and bred men like Rocky Romero.
Well observed, Andrew, you fucking idiot.
So all of these Japanese men, including Rocky Romero, who is not American, he's totally Japanese, guys.
Whoa.
He has since wrestled on AEW programming. This is because when that initial split happened, where Omega and friends left to join and form AEW, New Japan was under the leadership of a man by the name of Harold Mage. We don't like Harold Mage.
Why don't we like Harold Mage, Sam?
Because he made questionable business decisions that led to a lot of bad blood between New Japan and other companies.
No, we got bad blood, but you got no wrestlers left now.
Well, that was the thing. They had no wrestlers, and then the wrestlers that they did push, they did in a really botched and fucked up way, to the point where Mage had to leave, and then it got taken over by a new guy. And now the new guy is kind of maybe sort of fixed things a little bit, but the damage is still there. It's still a bit of a black spot. Everything from just a bit before the pandemic, and then the entirety of the pandemic, it's now only just sort of finding its groove again. Because they tried and experimented with a lot of different things. They took a page out of WWE's book with a lot of the booking, and it wasn't good.
Did they introduce a character who had a giant question mark on him?
Oh, yes, they did. His name was Great Khan, yeah.
I literally went to a New Japan event. It was a WrestlePro event that they labelled, it's New Japan, really? No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, New Japan and RevPro, yeah, that's for their UK partner a lot of the time. It's how I got a lot of their merchandise, to be fair, so big ups to RevPro.
I mean, they debuted...
You saw the Great Khan?
Oh, they debuted them at this stupid event. It's like, look
you
at
had
this
no
guy!
idea who he was.
And everyone's just like, Oh God! Well, who the fuck? You're not Kenta. What the fuck is this? You've been
You're
robbed.
not Kenny Omega. Who are you?
Who
Who the fuck are you? Where's Obi and Dre?
This was this was pre AEW as well. So it's like you're not the Young Bucks.
To be fair though, they do this like this is how the Japanese do things. Is that they'll have a young boy, as they call it, like a student of the game.
I'm sorry. What?
A young boy.
We gotta change that. You gotta change that.
No, just because you're old now and you're so offended by anything being younger than you. Oh, I see. No, they have young boys in the dojo.
Stop calling him that.
Who don't have a gimmick yet. They just have a name. They have short black hair, black trunks, black everything. And they send them overseas, usually to either Mexico, America, or the United Kingdom, where they will then find a gimmick for themselves. They will rebrand themselves and come up with a new character to be, and then they will debut on Japanese television.
That was not the gimmick the Great Okan did.
Great Okan is an example of this happening, so no wonder you didn't really know who he was, because this was like his first showing as that character, I'm assuming.
I was like, who in the fuck?
Yeah.
Like Keelan and Kim were both like, you like this shit? And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
No, I don't know. Sam likes shit. I don't like this. Who is that?
Phone Sam. Ask him who this question mark man is.
I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have fucking known. But no, actually, Great Okan has since developed into being a highlight of the company. It was a bit rough. It was a little bit shaky during the pandemic, but he actually recently has been a bit of a hero when he saved a young girl from being sexually assaulted.
Holy shit!
He's a hero. Yeah, he found this young girl basically trying to get pulled into a bathroom by like two men.
Oh, what the fuck?
Stopped the men, comforted the girl, offered her pancakes.
Pancakes?
And was like, you don't have to thank me, you just have to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm the Great Okan, you see. I'm not kidding. This is what he said.
Yes.
All he wanted as a remuneration was for them to watch New Japan.
Oh my God, that's the best thing. Dude,
and he got presented with like an award of like an honorous award from like the local police as well. It was fucking great.
Did they put Great Okan on the fucking trophy?
I think they did.
Yes.
You know what? Even the worst part of it is that he's a heel. he's a bad guy.
He can't be now. He's the Great Okan.
He's the Great Okan. Yeah, he's in Billy Willie Ospreay's United Empire group.
No, you gotta turn him face. Just turn him face.
He is the Great Okan, not the bad Okan.
Exactly, he's the Great Okan. I'm a
But no, I mean
Okan.
the Forbidden Door event, the match is like truly mind-boggling. Like it's gonna be just they've made the distinction, but it's gonna be AEW versus New Japan. So
who's New Japan's biggest star right now?
Usually Okada.
Versus CM Punk.
No, you idiot. Do you know what you do instead?
Kenta versus CM Punk.
Kenta versus Punk. Yes, the fucking dream match of everybody since 2009.
Go to sleep versus go to sleep. I invented the move. Well, I fucking made it better, you stupid dozy twat. Go to sleep.
Did he invent the move? He might have taken it from Kobashi, I'm not even sure. But literally, the innovator of the move versus the American innovator of the move. It's right there. It's right fucking there. And they've both been like, maybe we'll fight each other one day. It's the day. The day's here. The day is now. It's fucking Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it is. At the United Emirates fucking airline arena. Just do it.
Who's the New Japan champion?
Okada.
No, they're gonna do, because Punk's probably gonna win the belt. So,
what, you really think Punk's gonna win the belt before this? What's AEW's next big show? Is it Forbidden Door?
Double or Nothing, and it's coming up fairly soon.
Is Double or Nothing before Forbidden Door?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, no, I'd be disappointed if they didn't do Punk vs Kenta, but at the same time, if the possibility of Punk vs Okada is there,
fam, it's on the 29th.
Dream match.
The 29th of May is Double or Nothing.
Right, so we're thinking Punk's gonna win the title from Hangman, then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he'll win the title.
I mean, Tanahashi, Naito, like, all of these people that could be on the card. Like, you've got Suzuki working AEW anyway, so he'll probably be on the card. Ishii as well, he's on Rampage. Like, come on, man. It boggles the mind as to what dream matches we can get. What kind of dream matches do you at home think we're gonna get? Maybe leave it in the comments, because right now my brain is too excited to think of what it could possibly be.
Yes, so please leave a comment in the thing down below. You can find us on Spotify. If you put the Suplah in, you will find us there. We also have a gaming channel. I think Sam mentioned it earlier. Type in Suplah Gaming, you'll find us there. Well, we also have a link tree. There you can find all these magic links. If you go to linktree.com/thesuplah, you'll find us. And all the magical links are there because Linktree is a thing. And I don't have to say this in every single episode. So linktree.com/thesuplah. Why do we just not do that years ago? I don't know. Maybe it didn't exist. Also, we are doing Quan is War, which is a new-ish series where I am the GM of Monday Night Raw, which is really annoying now because they've just brought in a new feature where you can have tag team titles. So I might have to redo it. Stupid bastard. Anyway, moving forward, we also have a store. If you go to redbubble.com/people/thesuplah, you'll find us on there. And we do Suplah Brawl. Sam, when's the next Suplah Brawl happening?
Oh, it's happening very soon. I'm literally telling Carmine, yo, we gotta do this. We gotta get 2K20 out there. We gotta put it out in the world so that we could all witness the rise of 2K22 and how it's mostly similar but a little bit different. Different enough for you to go, oh yes, new content. I'm so happy. The Suplah gods have graced us with this new blessing.
Speaking of the Suplah gods, can you do us a favour? By us, I mean me.
Who are you talking to?
You, Samuel.
Yes, what do you want?
Oh, right, yes. Could you upload all the characters? put them on the
you want all of the Brawl roster, yeah?
Yes, please. So far, there is Derek, there is Brandon Davis, and Brandy Davis.
Fucking hell. Brenda Davis, the Asian sister of the white male and the black male. It's funny because they're all different races, but they're the same family, and they all have similar fucking names. Suplah Brawl. It's fucking great. It's the best wrestling you'll ever see. Better than New Japan. Better than AEW.
Better than WWE. So, that's been the Suplah. I have been... What the hell was my name now?
Listen, your name is Frilly Wong.
No, it's Frodo Wong.
No, it's Frilly. We had a lawsuit from fucking Tolkien. We had to change it again. Your name's Frilly Wong.
Frilly Fong, that's my name.
Sure, Frilly Bong.
And also...
A dickhead!
Say goodbye, whatever your name is.
My name has been Sassafras and Bizzarilla.
We'll see you next time on this thing that we call the Suplah. Hopefully that will have the same name. Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do.
Oh, wait, I hear the lawyer's on the phone. We might have to change it.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, well, okay then. Goodbye.